You ever get that feeling like the universe just dropped something in your lap at the exact moment you needed it most? Like you've been stumbling around in the dark for months, maybe years, and suddenly someone flicks on the lights. That's not coincidence. That's an intervention. And this video didn't just appear on your feed by accident. It was delivered. It found you because the timing is finally perfect. If you're listening to this right now, it's because you have already started feeling things you can't quite explain. You've been sensing a shift, a heaviness, or a frantic energy that you've probably been labeling as anxiety or stress. But what if I told you that the anxiety you're feeling isn't a malfunction? What if it's actually a notification? Think about the odds of you clicking this right now in this specific headspace. The universe is literally pointing at you. It is knocking on the door of your consciousness, trying to tell you that you have been selected for something bigger than the life you're currently living. And I don't say that to flatter you. I say that because the symptoms you're experiencing are the price of admission for what comes next. You didn't stumble here. You were led here. And if you stay, it's because deep down, you know that the old way of doing things just died. And if you're here, it's because you've already started feeling things you can't explain, symptoms that go far beyond just being stressed. You've been noticing that time feels different lately, haven't you? Like the days are blurring together, or like hours disappear in seconds. You might find yourself looking at your old life, your job, your friends, even the music you used to love, and realizing it all feels hollow. It's like looking at a movie set after the cameras stop rolling. You see the props, you see the cardboard cutouts, and you suddenly realize none of it is real enough for you anymore. Maybe you've been experiencing these random bursts of emotion with absolutely no trigger. You're driving to work or washing the dishes, and suddenly you feel a wave of rage, or a sudden urge to cry, or a deep, aching nostalgia for a place you've never been. It's confusing, it's exhausting, and it's terrifying because you think you're losing your grip. Your dreams might be feeling more real than your waking life. You wake up and for a split second, you don't know which world is the true one. And then there's the physical anxiety, that humming vibration in your chest that has no medical cause. You've checked. You're fine. But your nervous system is lit up like a Christmas tree. I need you to hear this. These are not symptoms of a breakdown. They are symptoms of a breakthrough. You aren't falling apart. You are waking up. These aren't random biological glitches. They are the universe's way of proving that you are not like most people. Because most people, they never get this far. Most people feel that first pang of existential discomfort, that first whisper that says, there must be more than this, and they immediately numb it. They scroll, they drink, they gossip, they distract themselves back into a coma. They feel the call to evolve, and they treat it like a headache they need to medicate away. They choose the safety of the known, even if the known is miserable. But you didn't do that. Your system rejected the numbness. You tried to distract yourself, didn't you? You tried to pretend everything was fine, but your soul refused to settle. That anxiety you've been fighting is actually your spirit's immune system fighting off a life that is too small for you. You have outgrown the comfort zones that most people die in. This is what we call the chosen discomfort. It is a specific type of pain reserved for people who are ready to ascend. It feels like suffering, but it's actually stretching. You are part of a very rare percentage of human beings who are willing to feel the burn of growth rather than the rot of stagnation. And you need to take a moment, right now, to feel a sense of pride in that. You are hurting because you are sensitive to the truth, and the truth is telling you that you are ready to move. And because you're one of the few who didn't turn back, the universe is about to hand you the exact map most people never see. You see, this isn't chaos. It's a process. It is a psychological and spiritual architecture that you are moving through, and understanding where you are on the map changes everything. You aren't lost. You are just in the middle of a very specific stage of soul realignment. In fact, there are 4 hidden stages, and I bet you're standing in the middle of number 2 right now. The first stage is what I call the pressure cooker. This is usually where the anxiety begins. It feels like the walls are closing in. It feels like compression. The universe is applying heat and pressure to your life, not to crush you, but to show you the cracks in your foundation. This is where you start feeling claustrophobic in your own life. The job you used to tolerate becomes unbearable. The relationship dynamic you used to ignore becomes impossible to stomach. This stage is designed to make you so uncomfortable that you have no choice but to move. If you've moved past that, you enter the second stage, the great unraveling. This is the hardest part for the ego because this is where your old identity starts dissolving. This is where you look in the mirror and don't recognize the person looking back. The things that used to define you, your career title, your social status, your role in the family, they stop working. It feels like you're dying. And in a way, you are. The version of you that was built to survive your past is dying so the version of you built for your future can breathe. And then comes the stage that nobody warns you about, the void walk. After the old identity unravels, you don't immediately get the new one. You enter the void. This is the lonely desert phase. This is where friends fall away, where the phone stops ringing, where you feel completely isolated. It's quiet here, too quiet. And it's terrifying because you feel abandoned by God, by the universe, by life. But you aren't abandoned. You are being isolated for your protection. The universe is clearing out the noise so you can finally hear your own frequency. It's removing everyone who isn't a match for where you're going. And if you keep walking, you hit stage 4, the frequency jump. This is where the magic comes back online. This is when the synchronicities start flooding in. You think of someone, they call. You ask for an answer, a book falls off the shelf. The anxiety lifts and is replaced by a deep, resonant knowing. You aren't just surviving anymore. You are flowing. But here is the warning I have to give you. You're about to enter, or you're already in, the hardest part of this entire transition, and most people fail right here. It's called the final resistance. It is your old self's last stand. Right before you make the permanent shift into this new, aligned version of yourself, the old version is going to fight for its life. It's going to fight dirty. You will experience what I call a fake relapse. Just when you think you're making progress, you will be hit with a wave of anxiety, doubt, and fear that is stronger than anything you felt at the beginning. Your brain will scream at you, "See? It's not working. You're crazy. Go back to what was safe." This is a lie. It is a biological extinction burst. It is the ego screaming because it knows it's losing control. And it's not just internal. This is the moment when the people around you, the ones who claim to love you, might suddenly turn on you. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're being selfish. They might try to trigger your old insecurities just to see if they still work. They aren't doing this because they are evil. They are doing it because your transformation holds up a mirror to their stagnation, and they can't stand what they see. You will feel a desperate urge to pick up old coping mechanisms. You'll want to text that toxic ex. You'll want to binge eat, or overspend, or numb out. The doubts will be specific and cruel. They will target your deepest insecurities. Who do you think you are? You're going to end up all alone. When this happens, and it will happen, you must not flinch. You have to recognize this for what it is. it is not proof that you are failing. It is proof that you are winning. The resistance is only this loud because you are that close to the breakthrough. If you weren't a threat to the status quo, the resistance wouldn't bother showing up. So how do you pass this test? How do you navigate through the resistance without collapsing? But here's exactly how you pass the test and step into who you're becoming, starting today. You don't need more theory, you need tactics. You need non-negotiable moves that lock in the shift so you don't slide back. First, you need the identity reclaim script. When the anxiety spikes, when the old voice screams that you're small and weak, you don't argue with it. You interrupt it. You literally say out loud, "I am no longer available for that thought." It sounds simple, but it is a pattern interrupt for your neural pathways. You reclaim your mental space. You treat the old thought like a telemarketer. You just hang up. Second, you have to perform a daily no-energy audit. Every single morning, before you give your energy to the world, you ask, "What am I dreading today?" And then you look at why. If you are pouring energy into people or obligations that drain you dry, you are leaking the power you need for your transformation. You have to start plugging the leaks. This leads to the boundary phrase that ends people pleasing instantly. When someone tries to pull you back into an old dynamic or asks for time you don't have, you don't apologize. You simply say, "I can't make that work right now." No over-explaining. No lying. Just, "I can't make that work." It protects your energy field like a shield. And when the physical symptoms hit, that racing heart, that tightness, you use the 3-minute nervous system reset. You stop. You inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. You do this because you need to signal to your body that it is safe to upgrade. You are teaching your nervous system that high energy doesn't equal danger. You are using the anxiety as fuel. You reframe the sensation. This isn't fear. This is excitement. This is the energy of my new life arriving. When you start doing these things, something undeniable begins happening inside you. You start to catch glimpses of the version of you that is already here. It's not in the future. It's bleeding through into the present. You wake up one morning, and that heavy, wet blanket weight that has been sitting on your chest for years, it's gone. Just gone. You take a breath, and it goes all the way to the bottom of your lungs. You walk into a room, and you realize you aren't scanning for danger anymore. You aren't worried about what everyone thinks of you. You feel solid, grounded. Decisions that used to paralyze you for weeks suddenly feel obvious. You just know. You know what to eat, you know what to say, you know which path to take. It's not a struggle, it's a flow. The synchronicities become your new normal. You think about an opportunity, and it emails you. You need a specific amount of money, and it shows up. You stop chasing things, and you watch them start chasing you. You realize that the quiet power you used to pray for, look for, and beg for is actually humming in your veins right now. This is who you are becoming. No, scratch that. This is who you are remembering yourself to be. The anxiety was just the friction of this massive power trying to fit into your old, small life. But now that you've made space, the power can breathe. You are magnetic. You are aligned. And deep down, you know that there is no going back. You couldn't go back to the old you if you tried. You have seen too much. You have felt too much. This isn't future talk. If you feel it, even a little bit, it's time to claim it out loud, right now. We seal this with a declaration. We take it from the mind and bring it into the physical world. I want you to go to the comments section right now. Don't overthink it, and write this exact phrase. The universe showed me this. I'm ready. That's it. The universe showed me this. I'm ready. By writing it down, you are signing a contract with yourself. You are telling your subconscious mind that you are done hiding. And while you're there, look at how many others are writing the exact same thing. Realize you aren't crazy and you aren't alone. There is an army of us waking up at the exact same time. The sign was never the video. The sign was you clicking play. The sign was you staying until the very end. The sign is the feeling in your chest right now telling you that it's time. Welcome to the rest of your life.